Once, there were only 3 networks, and the evening news anchors told you what was important. It was, as New York Times media columnist David Carr, a shared national experience.
I'm Catholic, and so I viewed them through a kind of a clerical lens and saw them as, other than not having collars on, as sort of high priests of the truth.
That's the way it is. Tuesday,
No, that's the way it was. This is how it is.
Stop the BS here. Stop the crap.
Bill O'Reilly, whose contempt for those he calls pinheads put Fox News on the map, is not normally quite this rough on his guests.
Does that offend you?
Does it offend me? It offends me when you're rude. It offends me when you ride over people, which you have a tendency to do.
But I only do it when they filibuster or when they lie, as Barney Frank did that one time.
Barney Frank, obviously, would disagree.
You're a coward. You blame everybody else. You're a coward.
Well, here's the problem with going on your show. You start ranting.
It works on cable, but what about O'Reilly on one of the old broadcast networks? All right, Bill, here's the deal. You get a call from your agent, and he says, I just got off the phone with ABC. Diane Sawyer is retiring. They want you to be the next anchor. Money is not going to be a problem. What do you do?
I know. Don't do it.
Because?
Too boring.
Why?
It would not be nearly as much fun as teeing the world off every night here and, having all the reaction and being able to do things I could never do in a hard news broadcast.
We used to think of newscasters as finders of fact, of objective fact. Now we have what I see as truth tellers. The problem is they're all sort of retailing their own version of truth.
I designed the O'Reilly Factor because I knew the technology was going to allow for 24-hour cable news shows that were going to network. So I'm going to have to fill the time.
Well, he's sort of the king of the direct address, where he turns into the camera and says,
he wants me and other high-income folks to finance a massive redistribution of wealth in this country.
Every single night, he's in the business of seeing how it is.
So there's no question that affluent Americans are paying their fair share and carrying a heavy load. I just have taken my presentation from Levittown, New York, that the nuns used to scorn, and I've made millions and millions of dollars.
He doesn't have a right to be in this country. What? But that has nothing to do with the fact that
O'Reilly is loud and frequently over the top, but
Obama is a liar.
the nuns have gone feminazi on everybody. He's a cold-hearted fat slob anyway.
the bar for civility on cable television and talk radio has fallen so low that, by comparison, O'Reilly seems almost reasonable. Talk about the folks who take it too far. You and I had a phone conversation a couple of weeks ago. You used a term that really resonated with me. You called a couple of people assassins.
Sure, you can make money by assassinating people that differ from you. There's a success that wants everybody to come into the tent and watch, all right? That's me. And then there's the success where you make money speaking to the choir, the haters, all right? So if you're a liberal, they hate George W. Bush. They hate him. So you smash him every single day. Same thing on the other side. They hate President Obama. You smash him every single day. You look for ways to smash him. You don't really care what the truth is. You just want to smash him. You make a lot of money doing that, especially if you do it loud enough and vicious enough. And that's what happened. Once cable news went up, you had some of those people come in. Some of them are washed out, but some of them haven't. And it's nasty.
Ann Coulter, who calls herself the conservative Ayatollah, faults O'Reilly for not being opinionated enough. Bill O'Reilly is not opinionated?
Well, not on a partisan side. He believes in global warming. He's for gun control. He loves Obama. No, I mean, he has an opinion that he is the world's greatest journalist, but he's not opinion on the conservative side, and he'd agree with that assessment.
Look, President Obama's not a bad man. He's not a communist. He doesn't want to hurt the nation. He wasn't born in Kenya. He's not all these things that a lot of the people on the right, far right, which are trying to sell. He's not. He's a committed liberal guy who believes that big government can impose social justice. Do I believe that? No. But I I don't dislike him or disrespect him for his sincerely held beliefs. That's what the difference between what I do and what these other guys do, the demagogues.
Talk about the impact of that on our political process.
Horsens it, because then it makes it acceptable to lodge charges that you have no backup for at anybody. I've been vilified to the extent that I have to have bodyguards almost everywhere I go. Do you have bodyguards?
Never have.
Okay. Because nobody wants to hurt you.
Nobody cares.
Not that. It's just that you haven't taken a strong ideological position on any issues. Once you do, they'll try to hurt you. All right? They being the demagogues. That's wrong.
If we tried a paternity test, there'd be a lot of folks out there who would look upon you as being their ideological dad. You buy that?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're going to be successful in national television, you're going to have imitators. But, you know, look, let's be honest here. Not many people as obnoxious as I am.
He may have a point there, but Ted has others who raise it to a more acute art form, and we'll have that part of the story coming up next.